Okay, here we here we are at the request of Andreas. We have a online ladder match, and I haven't had time to set the webcam up. That's why I'm off to the side. And it's a race to 5, and this is 8-ball world rules against somebody called Shayan. Never heard of them. Never seen them play. So we're in the first rack. Let's have a quick look. If I can remember how to do this, hang on. Oh, Shayan's from the UK. B-rated player. Andreas, Germany. I mean, there are basic rule differences in the various games of 8-ball, but the general rule is you choose, once you've broken the balls and the ball goes down, you get to choose what set of balls you're going to be going for. Now in this case, Andreas is going for what I call the stripes, and his problem here is that 8-ball's tied to the left hand rail, so it's going to need to be a good shot on the 9, which isn't easy because he's going the wrong direction and there's a danger of in off like that. And that's now ball in hand to Shayan. If I sit off to the side here, I might get myself into the centre of the screen. But this is tough. In fact, I think that 8-ball's too close to the middle pocket. It's difficult to say whether to avoid the in-off here. Yeah, managed to do it and got the cut. That's a good shot. Shayan wins the first rack. I'm assuming it's alternate break. I don't know whether this ladder has been set up as winner breaks or alternate break. So what's happened here, we've lost the 5-ball, so that's a spot ball gone, or a solids as some guys prefer to call them. Stunned onto the 15 ball just to hold for the 1. Now, what would the next ball be? Of course, with 8-ball, as you start potting your balls, there's less of them on the table, and then you've got to manoeuvre your way around all the other balls. So it is about good positional play, but Shayan has scratched. And that gives Andreas ball in hand. Now, obviously, I'm not 100% familiar with all the rules of this version, but clearly from what Andreas is doing, with ball in hand you can pot a ball, or pot your ball that's in the kitchen. So it's obviously ball in hand anywhere on the table. Now all he needs to do is drop that 14 into the right middle. I don't know, he's going for the 10, but to me the 14 into the middle tidies that one up, and then it leaves you on the 15 ball. And way too much power, and now he's in no man's land. Gonna have to pull out a good one. Again, you can drop this in, not quite dead weight, but the cue ball will come out into the middle of the table. And he's overhit it. Again, struggling for position here. And it's all about the weight of the shot, and now you start having to pull out very tough shots to keep a run going. And this cue ball, the angle it's going, is going to finish on nothing. So this time, let's have a look at that angle. Well, he's left with no option but to call the bank, I think. Or play the cut. Now he's missed a shot, but he's only left one option here for Shayan. Now again, what's the best choice to get on the next ball? The 2 ball. Well, he's sunk the 8 now. Is that a legal shot? If he's hit his own ball first, yes it is. So it now goes to 1 rack all. Dry break. Open table. Now, I'd be going for the stripes here straight away because they're all sitting, every one of them is sitting potable. There's not one of them blocked. That's just been under hit because he's just fell short on the 9 ball there. He's got the pot, but cue ball's going to probably run into the 7. Yep. Well, he's missed the pot, and Andreas is now on the solids with no option, I don't think. Let's have a look. Oh yeah, you can see the 7. Yep. Again, no need to force the 7 in, you can just run it in. And now you can open up this pocket here, getting rid of the 5 ball. And ideally, come out in between the 4 and the 2. Which he's managed to do. Just pop that 4 ball down the rail and he can leave the cue ball there for the 3. And the problem with this one is running the 3 in and taking the cue ball off the right hand rail. There's no guarantee he'll be on the 1. So he's played it dead weight, and that's pretty good. And the other thing is, if he digs down, there's an angle to stun up towards the 10 and hold on that 6 ball. That's a shot. He's overdone it slightly, but he's still got the cut. Stunned it a wee bit too much. Well, I'm assuming that was a safety, but as you can see, Shayan has got 2 options there, but rushed into it and has now left it wide open here for Andreas. So anywhere over on the left hand side of the table, as long as he avoids blocking himself with one of these balls that's there, he should be on the 8 ball. Either into the corner or into the right middle. Now, he seems to be putting an awful lot of bottom on it, and he's chosen to play it long, so that avoided the likelihood of him getting stuck behind any of those balls, but he has the long straight 8 ball now to take the lead, and in it goes. So Andreas goes back into the lead. Shayan breaks off in rack number 4, and I don't think we've lost anything there. So again, open table, and I'm looking and I'm thinking what to go for. In actual fact, these balls are all spaced very nicely, so well, the one thing I would say is if you go for the solids, that top right hand corner's blocked. On the solids there's a 4 ball and a 2 ball sitting up there with nowhere to go, and that could be a problem. So Andreas is taking the stripes, done the right thing there, and this just tidying up this end of the table when he's got the chance. Now he's a bit straight, but he wants to get that cue ball out a bit, maybe take the 14 ball as well. Needs to force it, and of course he's forced it and missed the pot. Now what damage has been done there? The 3 ball goes for Shayan. Just a little stop shot and leave the cue ball on that 7. Well, that's been overcut. Well, now Andreas has got the perfect opportunity here to get rid of the 2 stripe balls adjacent to his cue ball. That of course will open the table for those other 2 balls that his opponent needs, so he's probably wise in getting rid of the 10 first. Now, can you still see the 14? Yes, he can. And a nice little delicate shot here. He can be on that, is that the 12 ball, the pink one? Oh, he's overdone it, I think. Yep. So he's going to have to work his way around this. Now the cue ball's going to start running here if he takes the 15 into the middle, so get rid of the 13 first. There's plenty of room to get the cue ball out into the middle of the table. That needs to keep going. So now he's got no other option but to get rid of the 12. And again, he's got an angle to get away from them. He's maybe overdone that a wee bit as well, because now he's awkward and he's got to watch the in off here. If he plays this plain ball, that 15 ball's going into the middle, but the cue ball's going dangerously close to that corner pocket, that one there. He's avoided that, and now he's sitting perfect in the 8. So now Andreas has got a window here. He leads by 2 racks, leading by 3 racks to 1. It's a race to 5. And again, I don't think anything's gone with all those balls on the table. It's amazing how often they get broken in this game and yet nothing goes down. Shayan's made his choice, or her choice, and chosen the solids. Now again, there's a fair bit of work needing done here, because that one ball over on the left hand side is not quite out of commission, but there's only a certain area in the table that you can get to cut that down the rail. That was a nice shot, but how's the position? Not too good. Gonna have to pull out another one. Well, that's locked up the pocket. Well, that 10 ball is tight past that 4 ball for Andreas. I'm just looking ahead here, because he's got pretty much an open table until he gets to the 10 ball. Just take the 11. He's looking at the 10, I think, but that is too tight. He's taking it. Is that the 12 or the 13? I keep getting mixed up with these coloured balls. It's a 12. Now is he going to try and get on this 10 ball now? Well, he couldn't be in any better position. I think it will go. It just needs a very delicate shot past the 4. It does go in off the jaw. And digging the butt down. Well, in it goes. It went in clean. So that's the problem ball out the way. Well, he's got lucky. Collided with the 8 ball. Finished perfectly on the 13. Now he can stun across for the 11. What's he doing? Well, he's got the stun, and again a perfect angle on the 11. Cut the 11 down the rail, because the cue ball is going to go back over to the right for the 9. And again, not too hard. That's perfect. And again, the cue ball. Now let's have a look just to make sure. Well, there's a nice angle there. The cue ball can go off the side rail back out into the middle of the table, and he'll have a shot in that 8 down into the top right hand corner as we look. Just a simple plain shot here, nothing fancy required. And so Andreas has a straightforward 8 ball into the top right hand corner, and that will take him to the hill. He leads by 4 racks to 1. The break goes back to Shayan, or Shayan, I don't know how they want to pronounce it. But not an awful lot of action in the break there. There's not a ball in the bottom half of the table here, everything's cluttered up. And maybe Andreas is going to cut the 11 and try and get the cue ball in amongst them and try and move them about a bit. Well, in the end, nothing's happened here. Well, this rack is a right old mess, shall we say. So there's a lot of work to be done here by either player if they're going to make any progress. But this might be the best thing to happen here for Shayan, to tie Andreas up. It's at the point of no return now. But Andreas has made his move. He's chosen the solids. He's got a blocking ball, which he's chosen to play the combo. He's called the combo shot, so he's playing the one onto, I presume that's the 5 ball. Is it the 3 or the 5? It's the 5. But all he's done is opened up the pocket for Shayan. We'll roll the 2 in. We could follow through for the 7, but he's chose to draw back for the 4 and scratched. Well, Shayan's ball in hand here. Now he looks to be playing this just fairly plain to try and pick off the 2 balls that are in the middle there. He's finished on the 11, and he's going to nudge into the 6 here. That's a nice shot. He's cleared away the 6 and left a shot in the 9. Now what's those other balls looking like? I think they're awkward, so he needs to move something, which he's done, and that's now opened up the table for him, because that 14 ball goes past the 8. Well, maybe not the best idea there. He could have probably come round behind the 8 to get on the 14, and now he's got work to do again. I think he can make the potting angle here. So now nothing on but to call the bank. That looks like what he's doing. And this is crucial, because if he holds the cue ball there, he's on the 8. Not too hard. Played it dead weight, and that was a good attempt. The good thing is though, 14's still out in the middle of the table, so any mistake by Andreas and Shayan will be looking to steal a rack back here. I think Andreas is looking to try and tuck this cue ball somewhere, but open up his 2 remaining balls. They don't really need to be opened up because they both pot. Maybe try and tuck behind the 8 ball. Nope. Well, he's got the cover. That'll do it. That's more than acceptable. Opponent's got no shot in the 14. It's too long for a jump shot. And he's made the hit, but that's going to be a foul. No real hit after hitting the object ball, so that's more or less surrendered this to Andreas. And Andreas, ball in hand, he's just got to plot his way out now. What's that angle like? Well, he's a bit straight. And does the 4 pass the 8? Yes, it does. He started the cue ball running there. And again, probably didn't need to. A little draw shot and he'd have been on the 7 ball down the rail. So now he's got no real shot. He's got a cut into the left middle, or he's got a cut down into this bottom left hand corner. Well, he's called the pocket. Well, missed the shot. Cue ball sitting straight on this 14, and again it's forced Shayan into pulling out a good little cut shot here. Played it well. Now that needs to bounce. Now, can he see enough of this 8 ball? Well, I think he can. The only worry is that it's going to the jaw. It needs to be delicate past this 7. It's very, very tight. Very tight. Yeah, try to spin it in. Get too much on it. But the one good thing, if there's a good thing to come out of it, he's blocked the pocket. And now that's put pressure on Andreas. And all of a sudden Shayan's looking favourite for this rack. Now the shot here is to go to the bottom half of the cue ball and try and get that cue ball over behind the 7, which he can do, and take it long down into this bottom right. Well, he stunned it, and now Andreas is favourite for the match. Just needs to roll the 7 in, and a simple 8 ball to win the match, as long as he doesn't scratch. Now you should have a look at the angle of that 8 just to double check that it's not going to that jaw. Played it gentle, and it goes. Andreas wins the match by 5 racks to 1.